Hey everybody, welcome back to one of our deeper dive videos. Little mini how-tos, a little bit closer look at some of the things. So today we're going to talk exit indicators. I have to give you a disclaimer up front. Disclaimer. Again, I'm learning myself. I'm not an expert. So this is probably the area I personally struggle with the most. When to get out. VP makes it sound so easy that you have an indicator, it tells you yes, no, and that's it. And that's what I'm going to try to strive for. But in the meantime, I was a little hesitant to even make this video because I didn't want to tell people the wrong thing. I would feel so bad if I was telling them something different. So take this whole thing with a grain of salt. I'm actually going to do two videos. The first video is I'm going to look at each of the four methods of using the exit indicators that I have. And then the second video is I'm going to actually show you some results of some back testing I did over the weekend. That was very interesting. All right, so without any further ado, let's talk exit indicators. By the way, how do you like the new look I'm sporting? Yep, that's called going au natural. COVID-19, baby. It's a good time to just let everything go. I earned every single one of these grays. My younger friends say, oh, it's the ombre look. Half one color, half another color. I just say, look what Forex is doing to me.
Alrighty, so whenever we're talking about exit indicators, the first thing we always need to consider is our baseline. Because irregardless of what other kind of exit indicator you eventually choose to use with your algorithm, you always want to make sure you remember your baseline is also a big indication of when to get out. For example, here you can see we have a cross of the baseline and we're in this nice upward trend. Well, VP said, whenever you cross back across that baseline and you close on the opposite side is when you need to get out. So in this case, this trade would not have exited until right here. And if we pull that down, we can see that that would be for about 227 pips. Not bad. So that's the first thing you want to look at is your baseline. Now, one of the exit indicators that I actually have been using on my algorithm is the RVI. That stands for Relative Vigor Index. Now, when you download this, it may have different colors. It may be blue and green. I always like to adjust my indicators, not only for maybe tweaking some of those settings to really fit my algorithm best, but also maybe the thickness and color of lines, just to make it a little bit more apparent to these old eyes. Anyway, if you're looking at your RVI, what you're looking for is if it's either going to be whatever color you make it, but in my case, the fast line is the white. When the white line is above the red line, that means go for a buy. When the white line crosses and the red line goes above the white line, that is an indication of an exit. So if we look at this same situation, get in here, we go along, right here is our cross, so we probably wouldn't have seen that until that candle. Okay, so if we looked at the top of that candle and got out, that would have been our exit according to our RVI, and that would have been about 104 pips. Again, you're looking for a cross of these two lines, okay, for the opposite direction. Now the RVI is the one I started my algorithm with originally, but I really found that it was very fast. So someone had suggested the BBPRC range indicator, and that's this one right here. Again, probably different colors, but works very similarly. That when the line, this colored line is above the yellow, that indicates a positive trend, and when it dips down below, that is the exit indicator. That means get out. Now remember, these exit indicators are not good for entries. They're only good after you are in a trade. And that's really important to remember, because you don't need to combine them with your confirmation indicators and your volume indicators. They're only valuable for after you are already in a trade. So here we are. We got into this trade again. And we're going along. You can see a lot of dips, dips, dips. Right here on this candle, you can see that it crossed the line. Now, if you're really quick, you might be able to catch it there, but typically it might be the next candle over. So at this point, if we got out right here, you can see that's a little bit before the baseline took us out. Okay, so if we pull this down, this one was for about, what is that, 261 pips? 266, around there. But this one tends to react a lot slower than the RVI, but it's very easy to see. You know, it's easy to spot. And then the final indicator that I've been using on my charts lately is the Heiken Ashi oscillator. Now, you may be familiar with Heiken Ashi. Typically, that will turn your candles on your main chart different colors. But I found that really distracting. So I like this oscillator a little bit better. And the thing about the oscillator too is you can see some relative strength as well. So you can see if this is starting to go down, might be changing color. So how do we use this? Again, let's look at the same trade. We go in here. Okay, so you want to look for when your Heiken Ashi changes color. At this point, okay, on this candle, right here, top of this one, we would have come out. And that would have given us about 113 pips. So as you can see, depending on which exit indicator you use is really going to make a difference as to how far you may go or not go within a trade. So how do I use them? Well, let me tell you what I've been doing. And in the next video, I'll tell you what I'm actually planning to do.
Check trade.
Oh, my reminder to check my trades came up. So what I've been doing, if you've been watching my videos, is I watch this RVI since it's usually the first to turn. And when that turns, what I will do is maybe put in a trailing stop. Like right there. Okay. And then I just will follow that up until either the trailing stop gets hit or one of the other indicators tells me to get out. Now that's what I've been doing. And I have to say, I don't think that's the best or the recommended way to do it. Because there's so many different things that can happen. And do you do it? Do you not do it? So what I'm really going to try to do is I'm going to try to pick one of the exit indicators to use with my baseline and either be a firm in or a firm out. And I will tell you which one that is in my next video. So there you have it. There are the indicators and how to use them. I will put links to where I downloaded these indicators. Of course, they're all free. And put them on your charts. See what works best for you. And I think that's about it. I will see you in the next video, and we'll look a little bit more closely at some of the specific back testing I did on each one over the weekend.